Raidernation, what's up? It's your boy Graphk Raider, man. The views expressed here are Graphk Podcast. You already know I'm back with my little bro B. You know what I mean? This is our episode 2. We decided on call it Business is Zoomin. You feel me?
Hey, you know what time it is? We on the Zoom call. Business is zooming. Fuck AB.
Hey, fuck AB. Soul Nation now available now everywhere on on all
Yeah.
platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Check
But
Apple, Spotify, all that.
yeah, man, all that, man. So we had to come back, man, and just talk our shit, bro. What's going on with you, man? You good?
Yeah, doing well, man. Doing well, brother. California's getting pretty hot up here in NorCal. How's Texas and everything? Everything going smooth out there? Or what?
It's blazing out here, bro. This shit don't make no sense, bro. I was not looking forward to this shit at all. We was at the pool today after I got off of work, man, but I had to get the hell out that sun, bro. I passed out in the afternoon for like 4 hours, bro. That's what kind of heat Texas got, bro. That's that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's good to see you back, man, and healthy and shit too, bro. I know you was down for a couple of days. You know what I mean? So we back active, man. We back active, bro. So I wanted to ask you, because I seen something floating around online today. I forgot who it was. I think it was the Raider rant or the Raider ramble or something. I forgot who it was. But they said that the Raiders, that we would we're gonna kick ourselves in the ass next year by not signing Cam Newton as a backup. As a backup, not as a starter, but as a backup. Mariota or Newton, bro. I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, you're looking at it from the standpoint of one was an MVP, but he also dealt with injuries. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's older. Mariota's still young. He still has promise. He has some good years. He kind of was dealt a bad hand in Tennessee because he didn't have a lot of weapons. The offensive line when he was there, when he was the starter, was not great at all. He kind of had, he was kind of put in a bad situation. At this moment, at present moment, right now, man, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Cam, or would you rather have Mariota backing up Carr?
I'm going Mariota. Only reason being, well, one of the main reasons for me being is I like Cam. I think he when healthy, he's a for sure NFL starter. Obviously, he had that MVP season. The main thing for me is locker room presence. Okay, and so Cam Newton. I mean, I don't know him personally, so I can't sit here and say I know him personally. But to me, he seems like he could potentially be a locker room cancer to a certain degree.
A prima donna.
Yeah. Kind of, then again, I never met the dude. I don't know. But Mariota just seems like somebody who's more of a team player, and somebody who's willing to, learn the system. Yeah. He's still young. And I just felt like if the Raiders were to sign him, there would be almost too much pressure. Like it would be awkward to a certain degree because
you literally took one of my arguments away right now, bro. I completely feel you. Carr would every week they'd be screaming for Cam if he did one thing wrong.
Yeah, if anything went wrong, it would be like it'd be one of those situations where people would be like, put Cam in. And the last time we seen Cam play, I mean, he didn't play that well. Now, mind you, he had I believe it was the injured shoulder.
Yeah.
And maybe the injured foot or something like that. I believe is what it was.
He's been beat up for years now, man. I mean, if it's not one thing, it's another, man. I mean, the dude plays physical, man. So I mean, at some point, it's gonna catch up to you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, don't get me wrong. When he was healthy, I mean, I remember watching. I think it was that MVP season too. I remember him throwing to that tight end Olsen.
Yeah, great Greg Olsen.
Yeah, and some of those throws that he would make were just like superb, throws. Yeah. So like when he's healthy, he's a beast. I mean, I think he's like 6'5". Yeah. Like 230 pounds or something like that.
Dude's a beast, bro. Like physically, he's gifted.
Yeah,
But
he's like a big dude. I mean, it's gonna be hard to take him down in the pocket, right? Like he's
yeah,
not one of them dudes you could just take down easy in the pocket. And when he was healthy, you know, he had that always that ability to run out the pocket. That's one thing I've like kind of been complaining about with Carr more recently is ever since he broke his leg. I mean, he does run and take off sometimes, but sometimes like lately he's been like throwing the ball to the dirt, and I'm not too big of a fan of that.
like on fourth down. like
What's that?
on
What's that?
like on fourth down, throwing the ball away.
Yeah, like just I mean, you know, and so I don't really care for that. But like going back to the question, Mariota is still young. Like you said, the offensive line over there sucked. And I know Gruden was really high on Mariota.
Coming out of
You know,
Oregon.
yeah, coming out of Oregon and going into the NFL. And
Mayock
so you
too.
never know.
Mayock was a big fan. Mayock was a huge fan of Mariota.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you never know what Gruden, if he's a true, quarterback whisperer. Honestly, I'd like to see Carr be successful, right? And I'd like to
Yeah,
see Carr
most
make
definitely.
some big things happen this year. If for whatever reason Carr gets injured, I'm gonna be excited to see
Mariota,
Mariota step in.
for
Uh,
sure.
but at the end of the day, I don't want that to happen with Carr. I want Carr to stay healthy, and I want Carr to have a career year. That would be ideal. That's exactly what I want. But if something were to happen, um, God forbid something were to happen with Carr, at the end of the
I'm
day,
comfortable knowing that we got Mariota.
yeah, that we got a solid backup. And I just feel like Cam it would cause too much locker room attention, too much
Yeah,
media attention, too much, like, it would just be like, it would be one of those things where every week you probably have, an interviewer asking Cam how he felt about Carr's
yeah,
play,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just, that's going to cause dysfunction in the locker room, right? Where, you got the media asking about that, asking the head coaches and stuff like this. So it's just,
Yeah, yeah. It's unnecessary
I'm
bullshit.
going Mariota. I'm going Mariota. You know what
Me
I mean?
too. Me too. Outside of him and Carr just being really two good guys, like they're gonna bring they're gonna bring values, they're gonna bring morals, they're gonna bring it all to the locker room. Both one thing about Mariota, he's not even on social media. That tells you a lot about what kind of guy he is. Like he doesn't have an
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or Twitter. He doesn't do any of that. You know what I mean? He
Mm-hmm.
just straight and the way he came in and praised Derek Carr, I loved it. He was like, "This
Yeah,
is
it's
Derek's
professional.
team. I'm just here to help." You know what I'm
It's
saying?
professional. It's
Bro,
professional.
like you want somebody like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Like, and,
professional.
and, and I'm a huge Cam fan. I just there's a
Yeah,
reason I feel there's a reason why he's still out there, why Jameis got a job before him. I feel that that injury is way more bigger than what is people understand. I feel like,
mm-hmm.
bro, your shoulder, bro. Like once your shoulder's gone, bro, you can't throw the ball. I
And
was seeing him. I
it's
was
his
seeing him
throwing.
throw some passes, and they were just, bro, like they were sailing, bro. Like they were literally just like, I was like, that's not the Cam that I watched at Auburn. You know what I'm saying? That I watched go to the Super Bowl. It just wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah,
like that shoulder injury is way bigger concern than what him and his team, which they're
yeah,
supposed to sell it. They're supposed to sell it. You know, it's a
mm-hmm.
business. Get your
Yeah,
money. But I still feel like he may end up in New England. He may end up somewhere where they need a quarterback.
yeah.
But it's
And
shocking to know at this point, at this point in the offseason, that Cam Newton, an MVP in his early 30s, like doesn't have a job. Like that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. No, and kind of back to what you were saying, man. Like I like Cam a lot. I do like him. I like his play. I want to see him succeed. I'd like to see him get signed by somebody. If he doesn't end up getting signed by somebody before the season starts, if a quarterback ends up getting injured, a starting quarterback in the NFL ends up getting injured, his stock will go up, so to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And somebody will probably end up giving him a call. Then is what I suspect.
Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons. Go grab Cam. That boy is from Atlanta. Matty Ice is a year older. Go grab that man. He at home. I think that'd be a good look for him. I thought Chicago was going to pick him up. I thought that would have been a great pickup, but they went and grabbed Foles, which I didn't understand that pickup. I get he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but that's not him every year. I mean, let's be honest. Like Foles
Yeah,
had a great year. It's not Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, I feel like maybe Atlanta will grab him later on, bring him home. You put him with Gurley back there. If Gurley can stay healthy, that would be just crazy with Julio, like
Yeah,
dog, like and Calvin Ridley, bruh.
really. Yeah,
That'd be an insane offense, man. So, but we
yeah,
both agree, right? Mariota.
yeah, yeah. Mariota for sure.
Yes, sir.
And it's more about locker room to me.
Yeah, yeah.
More about locker room.
No, no
So
doubt, no doubt. Okay, so I wanted to ask you this too. I was having a conversation the other day. I mean, it's kind of simple to me, but Mayock, his draft classes has been insane. His first 2 years he's been with us, man.
hmm
I can't sell this year yet because every player is still unproven. But
hmm
dog, like I feel like this dude literally may be like the draft guru. Like we knew he was the college football guy, the draft guy before he
hmm
came with it. I feel like Gruden, man, like that may have been literally the best hiring. And I mean players, just everything that Gruden
hmm
has done in his tenure with the Raiders. I feel like dog, like
yeah.
Mayock is making Gruden look like a fucking genius. You know
hmm
what I'm saying?
hmm
Reggie, man, big up to Reggie. We love Reggie for a time. I mean, get it. You know what I'm saying? We love you
hmm
today. We fucking hate you tomorrow. That's just how the game goes sometimes. Um,
hmm
we were talking earlier, about, Reggie. I mean, the first draft class that he had was great, but it was also pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Khalil fell in your lap. You got to grab Khalil. Derek
hmm
Carr, the first pick in the second draft. I mean, second round. He's right there for you. First pick, second pick. It was somewhere around there. But we grabbed him in the
Yeah.
second. Gabe Jackson, I think, may be the biggest steal that Reggie ever had in that third round. That was
hmm
really big. But outside of them three and maybe Amari, because, I mean, at the point, I mean, Amari did some great things for us. It didn't work out, but it was still a good pickup. But outside of that, I mean, he had a lot of fucking mishaps, bro. I mean, Carl
hmm
Joseph was not a first round. Look at him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, a Gary Conley, he's gone. Like,
Yeah.
what Mayock did to me, bro, in the later rounds, this is why I feel like Akeem Robertson is going to be so big for us. I feel like that big boy, John Simpson out of Clemson, you know what I'm saying, offensive lineman, which they say his player comp is a Gabe Jackson. Later rounds, you know what I'm saying, these guys, man, Lynn Bowden Jr., Brian Edwards, like I feel
hmm
like this dude he may go down one day as our best general manager, man. Like for real, bro. Like I don't think he gets the credit that he really deserves yet. And I get it. We were 7-9 last year. We weren't great. I get it. But when you go into a season like that with all rookies and you play and you're only a game out of the playoff, literally last week of the season we were in the playoff hunt. I mean, we could have made
hmm
the playoffs. We needed some help. We needed a lot of help, but
hmm
we were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, well, what do you think so far about what's a few takes from Mayock's 2-year tenure compared to Reggie?
So one thing that I'll say with Reggie, I liked that Reggie and even Jack Del Rio kind of brought some, continuity to the team, and
Yes, for
you know
sure.
they, they had that season where I think we went 12-4.
2016.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 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 yeah. And so them bringing the continuity in to the Raiders during that transition period. I liked them for that.
Yeah, they made us relevant again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. With the one draft class, that was a great draft class by Reggie.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I didn't really care for the Carl Joseph, pickup in the first round. He was coming off a knee injury, I believe,
Yes.
and he was real. I mean, he was a hitter. Don't get me wrong. He was a hitter coming out of Virginia. But he was short, and I do like Carl Joseph. I do like him. But I don't know if I would have drafted him, that high.
Yeah, he was a
Regarding,
hitter in West Virginia. He was a hitter, but also he was injury prone. Like you
yeah,
said, you got
yeah,
knee injuries. You that was just, I feel like that was a reach. And I like Carl Joseph. I watched him in college. I thought
yeah.
he was a great
Honestly, I
player.
like Joseph too. I like Joseph a lot.
Yeah.
I do.
But then you say it also with Gary and Conley, like he's coming off of, and which I didn't agree with any of it. I mean, I don't know the ifs, ins, and outs of it, but the rape case and all that, it was crazy to see that he grabbed him in the first round, knowing that he may potentially not even play. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of made me like, I was just like, okay, maybe Reggie's just reaching now. Like he's going for players. He grabbed PJ in the second round. The last year he was with Gruden. I thought that was a reach. He was from a small town, a small school in Houston.
I think that another thing, Reggie's outlook on the players that he was drafting was obviously different from, what Gruden was looking for in players regarding, system type players. Like they had two different outlooks, I think, on what kind of players they were looking to draft, right? And I think, obviously everybody kind of knew, whether or not it was, an unspoken thing or whatever. As soon as Gruden came in, like he was coming in to run the show, right?
We knew Reggie was gone. We knew he was gone.
Yeah,
Reggie knew he was gone.
But I still I like Reggie, and I still appreciated what he did during those years and kind of that transition period. Going into to Mike Mayock, obviously last year our rookie class was like the best rookie class out of the whole NFL. This year I'm excited to see how these rookies come in and how they play and the roles, how big of roles they're going to have.
Yeah.
And also how our second year players come in and develop and stuff like that.
What's so crazy, bro? We had such a great draft that we forget that our first rounders really didn't. One of them didn't play after week one, and one of them didn't show up as much as we thought he would. So that you could still take away the first round and say, damn, bro, Mayock still cooked with Mad Max, with Mullen. Like he just has so many hits that it was just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, you have to give it to him, man.
So there's another thing is like they had some good years.
Hunter Renfroe.
And Renfroe,
like, bruh.
Yeah, but I want to see them continue to develop, right? So as long as within the next 3 to 5 years they continue to develop and they become productive NFL players, and the same thing with this draft class, right? Then I mean, it's one of those situations where if they become proven commodities, blue chip players here in the NFL, I mean, crazy draft. And so I think it's one of those things where we gotta wait and see how they develop, at the end of the day. But it is exciting, especially seeing the production that our draft class had last year, and then seeing the players that we decided to pick this year, right? And just the dynamic, and the versatility. So it's definitely exciting. And yeah, man, I'm honestly excited to see just player development, and
that's what it's
and
all
how
about.
they work in the system. And
because
honestly,
we
a few years back, okay, I was gonna say example, like a few years back when when the Seahawks were went through their run, right? Like they built through the draft, right? And that's how they got good. And that's what is most exciting about what's going on right now with the Raiders is we're building our team through the draft. We're getting young, and if we can head in the right direction and develop these players from a young age and get them in the system and let them do their thing, and kind of play on their strengths and their natural abilities, the sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit. I'm excited.
I hope and pray that next year we have the same conversation and we talk about how great the development was of these guys. Because it could have been a great draft, or it could be something totally different.
So and that's my thing is like I want to see them develop. You know what I mean? I'm definitely excited about them. Obviously, like I said, obviously the production last year was great, but I want to see year 2, year 3, year 4. I want to see, are they going to become proven commodities? You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? So
okay. So we were talking earlier also. Top, we'll say top 3 to 5 favorite Raider moments to you that means something to you. And
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Because one of mine is Michael Huff's interception in the end zone the week that Al Davis passed away in Houston. That was big, man. Like to see our players, to see our coaches, to see everybody just drop to their knees and cry because it was that big. To see Mark Davis in the skybox and just like holding on to people, like that was a great moment, man. That was a great moment, man. Bo Jackson, I think it was an 85-yarder against Seattle when he kept running in the locker room. Like, you know, there's so many different kind of moments that we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many of them. Just with Al Davis alone, I mean, hiring the first African-American coach, that is big. That is big.
Yeah, and Art Shell. Yeah, that was.
Saying Art Shell, man. Shout out to the legend, man. You know, just so many different things, bro. Charles Woodson's last game in Oakland, him throwing up the O and starting the Raiders chant. Do you have maybe a memory or two that you can say, man, like that just meant a lot?
So I remember being a kid, and I know, you know, the season didn't end how we wanted it to end, but I remember, you know, 2001, before we traded Gruden, and 2002, I just remember being a kid and watching Rich Gannon and watching, you know, Tim Brown and watching Jerry Rice and watching Tyrone Wheatley and watching Charlie Garner, right? And like, and how potent the offense was. That was a real, even though we never won a Super Bowl.
Porter also.
Yeah, Joey Porter in the slot. Like, we had a potent offense, and that was one of those most exciting times for me growing up. And obviously, that was before, you know, the last 15 years of us not doing too well. But yeah, I mean, bro, watching Gannon with that sidearm, I used to love. When I was a kid, I used to throw sidearm. My dad used to tell me, "Man, you can't throw like that." They don't. I'm like, Rich Gannon does that. Throw sidearm. I thought that the sidearm was tight. I used to just throw sidearm. I thought it was tight, you know. So like, just watching that 1-2 punch in the backfield with Garner and Wheatley. You know, seeing probably two of the best receivers, you know, the NFL has ever had in Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. And just
that Tennessee game, the AFC Championship game. That's another moment. That's another moment. When we beat them and we went to the Super Bowl, in my head, I was thinking, I'm literally gonna finally watch my team win a Super Bowl. It didn't turn out how we wanted it to, but that was just a moment, bro. Like in Oakland. To really blow the shit, like we really blew them out, to be honest. And McNair, man, and them boys had a great team. They had a great team, man. And the way we did them, I'm like, oh man, we're gonna walk in here to Tampa in San Diego and beat the shit out of Tampa Bay. In which that was a dud. But
But no, I just so that's one of my most, you know, favorite, you know, kind of moments and growing up. I have to say another time, like another great time that I had. I actually went to the very last game in San Diego a couple of years back. I actually, you know, went out to Mexico. I had my uncle and my the game wasn't in Mexico. It was in San Diego. But I actually went out to Mexico for a week to go visit my uncle and visit my cousin out there. And we came back into San Diego. And when we got to San Diego, the 3/4 of the stadium were all Raider fans.
Oh yeah.
It was, the whole thing was Raider fans, and
home game.
And it was like a home game. And so, and we got the W. It was the very last game in San Diego that San Diego ever played, and we won. And so it was just like the cherry on top, bro. And it was, I had a great time. That's probably one of my most favorite moments, you know, and just seeing real Raider Nation, you know, home away from home. I mean, you know, man, like I had season tickets, you know, and so we, you know, I know how Oakland Coliseum is, but going to San Diego, going to their house and seeing literally 3/4, if not at least minimum 2/3 of the people in the stands were Raiders.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And to see that was like
Fucking
you
dope.
just feel that. You just
Yeah.
feel at home. You just feel that. You know what I mean? I don't. It's just an experience that you can't really describe in words. You know what I mean? It's, you just kind of got to be there
I gotta say, two moments also. One was a great moment, but it was terrible because of the ending for me. Going to New Orleans in 2016 and watching the opening day. Me and Tiff flew. Oh, no, we didn't fly. We drove from Atlanta down to New Orleans. When we went for two, Carr threw it to Michael Crabtree in the end zone. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, we won the
I remember
game.
that, and we won.
That was insane, man. Seeing that live. Went to Tennessee a few times and watched the games out there. We beat them both times that we went there. But I remember you gave me and Tiff tickets to the Raiders and Chiefs game Thursday night, right?
Oh yeah.
So we're down. I'm pissed. Tiff's feet are killing her because she decided on wearing some fucking stupid shit that she wasn't supposed to wear on her feet, right? And she's telling me like, babe, my feet are killing me. I'm like, all right, fuck it, babe. Let's get in the car. Let's drive home. Let's get these 45 minutes going. We'll beat traffic. We get in the car. I'm pissed. I'm like, we lost the fucking game. And I look at my phone, and that was the game where the refs kept calling those flags over and over and over.
Yeah.
And with no time left on the clock, Carr threw it to Crabtree in the corner of the end zone, brother, and we won the game.
Yeah.
I left and I missed it, bro. I fucking missed it, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
My wife's feet were hurting, and I said, you know what? Let's go. Let's get out of here. And I missed it. Crazy, man. But great moments, man. A lot of great moments, man. As Raider fans, man, our history is just so deep, man. Like, and we're talking about more recent. We're not even going back to, you know, I watched when Tim Brown. I was young, but I watched when Tim Brown got his first kick return and ran it back. Like I remember those days, bro. I remember like just when our battles with Seattle when they were in our division. Like, it was just a blessing, bro, to watch our team, man, go from just the tradition, man, of our squad just means so much more than damn near really every team in the league, man. I mean, let's be honest. There's not too many teams outside of maybe Green Bay and Pittsburgh and, you know, you got a few teams, man. You know, the Niners, they're up there too, that have the tradition that we do. You know what I'm saying? Dallas, the Redskins, like we really have that, bro. Like, I love
it. That fan base, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like solid and real hardcore fan base, man.
I mean, and that's the thing. Anybody who's, you know, been a fan over the past 15 years, we all know how painful it's been. And so it's like, if you've been rocking, you've really been rocking, you know?
Yeah, straight up.
You know, and I know my dad, you know, he's been a fan for all his life too. So he could probably go over way more, you know, shit from the 70s and 80s, you know what I mean?
He's seen us win our rings.
Yeah, in our glory days, right? And so that's what, you know, kind of moving forward. I mean, I got so many memories, you know, it's hard to recall, but it's like going forward, that's what I'm hoping that we're going to get back to is those glory days, man. And, you know, I think it's, you know, it's going to be good for the organization and good for the NFL in general too, you know, so.
Straight up. Real talk, bro. One last question, man. Who do you see? I know we kind of touched on it a little bit. Who do you see being a Pro Bowler this year?
Pro Bowler.
If you had to call it before the season.
Before I touch on that, I'm curious. I believe it's going to be his third year, and I believe we drafted him. It's either third, maybe fourth year. I believe we drafted him when we still had Reggie. I'm just curious to see the development of our left tackle, Colton Miller. I'm really curious to see just his development, how he's going to protect Carr's blind side. And I like Donald Penn. Obviously, he got, you know, he was real old and he was getting up there. I know Miller's, I think he's like 6'7", and I believe it's his third or fourth year. And
Yeah.
so I'm curious to see his continued development and on that left side.
He was great last year, man. He was great
Yeah,
last
yeah, no, and so I'm curious to see if he's gonna keep that up. You know what I mean?
year.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
one thing. Who do I think is gonna make Pro Bowl? Well, I think for sure Rodney Hudson's gonna make Pro Bowl just right
Oh,
off
yeah.
the bat.
That's a given. That's a given.
He's the best center in the league in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could see for sure Jacobs. That's
Waller.
easy. Waller. Yeah, I mean, and I could see if Carr returns back to his 2016
That
form.
was my next statement.
I was gonna say
Carr will be a Pro Bowler this year.
he could be like I think they call it a dark heart MVP or dark
Horse.
horse MVP. He could be a dark horse MVP for sure. Like he could if he returns back to that 2016 form where he's doing those fourth quarter comebacks, or if he's just utilizing his weapons and blowing people out of the water, I could see him potentially.
I feel like this though. I feel like you got to get.
He's not on the radar though. You know what I mean right now.
If Carr can do something crazy, which it's insane, but if he can get us 12 wins, there's an MVP. You can talk MVP. I don't see it. I don't see a 10-6 MVP. I don't see a 9-7 MVP. I feel like if you just exceed expectations, you win us 12 games, you even go 11-5, and you can win the division. Yeah, we could talk MVP. I feel like this year he takes that step and he shows Gruden that he means business, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this Jordy Nelson interview the other day, and Jordy said that Derek Carr is one of the smartest quarterbacks he's ever seen. Like that means a lot coming from somebody of Jordy Nelson's caliber that played with Aaron Rodgers for years. For him to intake all that knowledge, for him to be the first guy in the building every day, the last guy out, for him to literally know the ins and outs of Gruden's offense. There's a reason why Gruden hasn't got rid of him yet. There's a reason why he said, you know what, Carr is still our guy, because he knows that he's literally dissected that offense. This year is the year for him. And like I said, if it doesn't happen, then he's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the business. It's the nature of the business, man. You can't win, you got to go. But I feel like this year Carr is going to do some insane things. And yeah, man, I feel like he could be a Pro Bowler. I feel like Littleton can be a Pro Bowler. I feel like Mad Max can step it up. There's so many great defensive linemen. But you know who else I think is going to have a big year? And I'm not off the Pro Bowl shit. I feel like Mo Hurst is going to have a big year, man.
Yeah. I think I mentioned that last time we were talking.
You did. And I went back and watched that. And then I went back and watched some film, and I watched some things on him. I'm like, Mo has been gradually just getting better and better and better. One thing about him is he knows how to get to the quarterback. Even if he doesn't get the sack, he's back there in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now with Collins there with him, another year of Hankins, and Clee and Mad Max, and if Arden Key can somehow show up, I feel like he's gonna be living in that backfield, man.
And I'm curious to see, because I know we got rid of, I believe it was Buckner was our D line coach, and we got Marinelli. So I'm curious to see like the continued development, if we're gonna progress forward or if we're gonna regress backwards.
I don't think we are.
I'm hoping we're not. I'm hoping we're not. So
I see Max. I see Mad Max talking the other day in an interview where he said he's very excited about working with Rob Marinelli.
So, and that's where I think our defense is gonna, like, if our defensive line could play well, like if we can get a solid like core of four starters who are just beasts, it's gonna make our defensive backs better. It's gonna make the whole defense better. It starts right there at the line, kind of like how Niners last year. The reason why their defense was so good, it started at the line.
Best line.
If we can get a starting four they're just hogs, and offensive lines can't handle all four of them, it's gonna be game over. The quarterback's gonna have to get rid of the ball quicker. The DBs are gonna not have to guard as long, not play as man coverage as long, and it's gonna make the whole defense just click so much better. You know what I mean?
It always starts in the trenches, man. It always starts in the trenches.
Period.
Another thing, we just gonna keep going, man. what kind of year do you think that Tyrell Williams can have if he's healthy? Without that plantar, you know what I'm saying? What is the plantar fasciitis or whatever it is that he had on his feet last year? I know that was very tough for him to overcome. But man, those first few weeks, bro, he was a touchdown dude. Like he was killing it for me in my fantasy. The dude was a beast, man. Like he's a proven commodity. I mean, I'm not saying he's a number one because I know he's not, but he is a very, very high selling number two.
So yeah, I'm more curious to see, not to get the attention off of him, but I'm more curious to see how Ruggs is if he's gonna develop into that number one.
Yeah.
And I think that if he can develop into that number one, and then Tyrell can become a true number two, then I think, he can become dangerous, because I don't, kind of like what you were saying, I don't, obviously he's not a true number one. And so I just feel like everybody needs to play their role, right? It's one of those things. But I mean, if we got, anywhere from 800 yards and, a couple touchdowns from him, I'd be, I don't know, 5 to 6 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, we're not going to, if he does that, we're not going to pay him $11 million or whatever it is again the following year. I'll tell you that. But
yeah.
But
I mean, what do you think? You see 1,000-yard season?
I'm not going to go that far because I know that Waller's going to eat. I know that Ruggs is going to eat. I expect a huge year out of Hunter Renfrow, bro. I feel like Hunter Renfrow is going to eat this year, dog. Like, he's so reliable. And Carr always loves to have those security blankets. Like Crabtree was his security blanket. He always went to him because he knew he would catch the ball. Hunter is proved that he's going to catch the ball. I feel like, there's a reason they call him Third and Renfrow, bro. Like they did it at Clemson. The dude is just so reliable. I feel like he's gonna be a monster for us on that offense. I'm not saying 1,000 yards because everybody has to eat. Ruggs is going to eat. Brian Edwards is slowly going to surely develop.
I was going to say, I think I could see Edwards if he can become productive in the NFL, he may be competing with number one with Ruggs.
No. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's Gruden's plan.
Maybe one of those situations where a couple years back where we had Cooper and Crabtree and we kind of had like two number ones. I mean, I know people would argue, oh, I think Cooper's better. Oh, I think Crab's better or whatever. And obviously, you had Carr who was, when he really needed that third, move the chains on third down, he would always go to Crab or whatever. But they were like two number ones. You know what I mean? It was almost like one of those situations. So if Edwards can develop and Ruggs can develop, I think that's kind of what they're going through, where they kind of got like two number ones. You know what I mean? And then
you got Waller, bro, and that's the scary shit.
Yeah. And so if everybody can play their role in the offense, and the offense can click, and Carr can develop back into that 2016 form. Yeah. I mean, the sky's the limit for the team, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
So what two right now? What two home games we going to? What two road games we going to, bro? We talked about this on the phone. We talk about it all the time. What do you think?
Okay, so home game for sure. I want to go to the Bucs game.
That'd be fire.
Because I wanted to go to the New England game before Brady went to Tampa Bay, but now I'm like, all right, well, fuck that. I just want to go to the Tampa Bay game. And then, honestly, I've never been.
Wife coming out real quick to do her Dougie.
What's up, Tiff? What's up?
Hey, Brandon, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Hope you and the boys are doing well.
I was worried about you. I kept.
Tip gonna sit over here and talk to you.
It's all good. It's all good.
I was just saying one thing.
No, I know. Back to that though, like.
I mean, this is far more important. It's his freaking life. So.
So the home games, bro,
Road
they're kind of difficult though. They're kind of difficult because there's so much money. Like
I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the home game?
Yeah, like I'm working on a few things, man, to get us out there, bro. Like for real.
I was gonna say for a road game, I've been to Kansas City, but never been to a game out. I'd like to go see the Raiders in Kansas City for a road game.
That's what I want to do too. And that's a 7-hour drive for me, man. I would love to get the family in the car and just ride. I think KC would be dope. That's one of the ones I want to go to. I would love to go to Carolina, bro. I've been to Charlotte a million times. Well, we went a few times.
We should. I was gonna say aren't we playing Atlanta in Atlanta?
Yeah, in the A. Yeah.
I think they got a new stadium over there too. The
Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
I think it'd be dope to go there too.
Yeah. I've been to a Raiders and Falcons game. I know. I used to live in Atlanta, so you already know.
But you went to the old stadium, right? You didn't go to the new stadium, right?
It's literally, bro. They literally broke it down and built a new one right next door. But the new one is fire.
Yeah.
But nobody has a stadium like us now, bro. Have you seen the new pictures that they just put out yesterday?
Yeah. They're putting the field in, right?
Black and silver chairs. Like, bro, like this is the home that we deserve, bro.
Yeah. Hey, did you see that? Did you see that video that Carr posted?
Yeah.
Him throwing the ball?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
So
he's out there working, bro.
I was gonna say, it looks like they're out there working, bro. So I mean, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Everybody, man. I'm seeing everybody post videos. Ruggs is out there going hard. Zay is really out there practicing with DC like crazy.
I'm curious to see Nelson Aguilar and his how he's gonna fit into the offense. He's not like.
I feel like he's gonna be really a punt returner. I feel like he's gonna be somebody's gonna be a special teams guy. He'll get some looks, but he had a severe case of the drops, man, last year, bro. It was really bad.
Got that Butterfinger?
Yeah, them butters, bro. Like, bro, he was dropping a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So, and Gruden gonna kill his ass for that shit. I can already see it. You drop one pass in a game where it comes down to the bottom of the
you're getting your boots smoked. You're getting your boots smoked by Gruden. What?
Boots smoked. Oh God, bro.
Yeah. So
that's what I was saying.
Said, come on.
Yeah, I just told you to come on.
I didn't think you were filming.
Hey, it's fine. We're still filming. This is all good. Tiff is like, I came out with my rap, like for real. Like I didn't even know you guys were shooting. Like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Brandon, did you see?
Let's do it. But bro, you ready to go live on Facebook?
Yeah. Just hit me right now.
Yep, let's do it right now. I'm gonna save this, upload it, and matter of fact, I'm not even gonna upload it. I'm just gonna save it, and we gonna get this going on Facebook Live.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, hold on, man. Shout out to my little bro B, Graphk Raider, man. The views expressed here on Graphk Podcast. This is business. What is it? Business is Zoomin, episode 2.
Business is Zoomin, baby.
We're gonna be dropping these every week for y'all, man. So stay tuned, Raidernation. You already know, man. Shout out my little bro. I'm gonna see you in a second, bro.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.